Okay, today we're going to talk about the Bluegrass Stakes at Keeneland. It's on Saturday. It's an unusual date for the race, but it's an unusual year. So it's a full field of 12, and there's one filly in the race, Swiss Skydiver, and she's going to get a lot of attention because she is a filly. What do you think of Swiss Skydiver? I mean, the speed figures are there. On Timeform US, she had a 120 in the fantasy, a 120 in the fantasy, and a 116 when she won the Santa Anita Oaks. So in terms of numbers, she's just as good as the males in this field, but it's going to be a tough pace scenario, I think. How do you feel about her?
Yes, the filly has the potential. She is fast. She has been recording high speed figures. The numbers are there, like you said. But he's facing the boys for first time, and it is not easy for fillies to beat boys. However, always there are exceptions. This filly can beat these guys because I think this is not the best field. I don't know. I think she's going to be sent because that's the way she has been winning lately. When they change her style, now she started to win races. What do you expect fast pace? Because the presence of chivalry.
Chivalry wants to go to the lead, and Swiss Skydiver wants to go to the lead, and maybe who else wants to go to the lead? Maybe Basson. I think
No,
it'll
I
be very
think
fast paced.
no. I think it's only chivalry and and the filly and Swiss Skydiver. So and chivalry has doesn't have those numbers, those good numbers. If he breaks well, okay, he's going to take the lead. But I think Swiss Skydiver has a better post position this time.
Right, because she has the outside draw. So I would see Chivalry on the rail, setting the pace, and maybe Swiss Skydiver maybe flanking him. I don't know if it'll be a head-to-head duel or maybe she'll give him one length or so. We'll see. But I think Swiss Skydiver will be too popular for me to bet because I think everyone wants to bet the filly. How do you feel about her value?
Yes, you're right. He's very popular filly. He's going to get a lot of money, and that's okay. He deserves to be one of the favorites of the race. But I know he's going to get a lot of money.
What do you think of Chivalry's chances anyway?
No, I like a Chivalry without the presence of Swiss Skydiver. But now he's facing another early speed, and I liked him if he was able to set a soft pace or moderate pace, but not with the presence of Swiss Skydiver.
Let's move up to Art Collector, who's also going to be a popular choice, and he might be my choice, I think. He won by 6.5 lengths at Churchill Downs in an optional claimer, but he did it very easily over Shared Sense, and we just saw Shared Sense won the Indiana Derby. What do you think of Art Collector?
Okay, Art Collector recorded at triple digits according to Brisnet. According to Brisnet, it is 103 speed figure. However, my concern is that he beat just a 4-horse field. He just beat 3 horses. And the pace setter in that race was Fink the Fierce, and that's not a real pace setter, presser. This time he's going to face another speed, so we're not going to see him on the lead. He needs to rate, he needs to stock the pace, and I don't know. This would be tough for him. I like his last speed figure, but now he's facing a full field, and that is different race.
Well, he rated 2 starts back in the other optional claimer. It was a 1 mile race or 7 furlong race where he beat
7
Toledo and
furlong.
Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, that was a 7 furlong race, a 1 turn race. So I respect him, but I prefer to watch him.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick Art Collector. He's either my first or second choice. I'm not completely done handicapping the race, but he's up there for me. Let's talk about Bassin or Basin. How do you say his name?
Basin.
Basin.
Or-
Okay, he was second in the Arkansas Derby, but we saw that Charlatan had a positive test in that race, so it's a bit questionable whether the winner was legitimate. And he was fourth in the Oaklawn Stakes. My concern with Basin is that he has no late punch in the stretch. He just kind of flattens out. So I don't think he's going to
Yes.
have any fight in him if a closer comes.
Yeah, it seems Basin just set one pace and lacks of that late punch on the stretch. In the last race, okay, Charlatan, positive on the doping, beat him. But besides Charlatan, that race was likely an allowance race. Remember, that was the weaker field of the two divisions.
I think so.
Yes. And in the Oakland Stakes, okay, he was fourth on the sloppy track. And again, he stopped the pace and lacked of that late kick. So I don't like him in this spot. Maybe he would be fine on one-turn races in the future, but I really don't like him.
I think he's fine if you want to use him in the trifecta underneath, but I'm not going to pick him to win. What do you think of Rushy? He's two spots outside of Basin, and he finished third in the Santa Anita Derby by 4 lengths. So he finished third to good horses in Honor AP and Authentic, and he also won an optional claimer at Oaklawn. This could be a horse that's improving. What do you think of Rushy?
Yes, he's improving his numbers. And okay, before the Santander Derby, he just beat Candy Tycoon. He barely beat Candy Tycoon. And in the Santa Anita Derby, okay, he faced a tougher field and was third in just 4 lengths to the winner. I don't know. He will run well. I think he's going to run well, but I see him more on the superfecta trifecta place using underneath.
I actually like him in this spot. I think he has a good post position in post 10. I think on the first turn, he's going to secure a good position right behind Swiss Skydiver, maybe in third or fourth. So I think he's going to have a great position. I think Rushy is going to be one of my first two choices as well.
My concern with these horses is that they always face short fields. Okay, he faced a full field when he beat Candy Tycoon, but that was a lower level. But the other races, he faced just 7 horses, 5 horses, seven horse field, and okay, the position is okay. I think he has some speed. He's going to stop the pace, and I just said I just see him for underneath.
Yeah, like I said, he will need to use his speed to clear the field and to get a good position right behind the leaders. That if he doesn't do that, he's going to be carried out like 6 or 7 wide. So, but I like him. I think he's moving forward. I think losing by 4 lengths to Honor AP is a good race.
I don't know what you think of Mr. Big News. It's your the All Stakes winner.
I think he took advantage of a fast pace in the Oaklawn Stakes. Um, you noticed that Farmington Road was second in that race, and he's not that good. The pace setters in that race were, let's see who they were. Gold Street, who is a miler. He's going to be a miler. Flapjack and Sir Rick. And Flapjack and Sir Rick were second to last and last. So it was a fast pace. I thought he got a setup. What do you think of him?
And Taishan was a disappointment today in the Indiana Derby.
Yeah, that's another thing,
Yes,
too. I don't think
yes.
Mr. Big News has the class to win this race.
And also the race was on the slab at Owlang Park. No, I don't like him either. I think he's going to close. He could be fourth or third at his best. Only if there are a pace duel, very hot pace.
I feel the same way about attachment rate, who I think you like, but I don't like the fact that he can't switch leads. He always comes late. He's always in a good position at the top of the stretch, but he just can't switch leads in the stretch. And he was fourth in the Matt Win Stakes. He was a little wide, I understand, but I still can't imagine him winning.
I like that his horse attachment rate. Attachment rate was, I think, five wide on the first turn. He lost a lot of ground there. And then in the coming to the stretch was again wide. Okay, he just stayed fourth, and finished fourth, 5 lengths to the winner, Maxfield. But after that race, he has been training very well. And you see, he has a couple of works on 5 furlongs in 1 minute and change.
Right.
Yes. His pedigree says he would like the distance. And you're right, he has some troubles changing leads.
Right. He could hit the board, but I'm not going to pick him to win. Let's move on to Enforceable, who is also a closer, and to me, he's another horse who could get a piece, but I don't like him to win. But he's interesting. He hasn't raced since finishing fifth in the Louisiana Derby, and he was second to Mr. Monomoy in the Risen Star Stakes. What do you think of Enforceable, really quick?
I just think Enforceable needed a break. He was running all the dances last year and in the first month of the years. Now with the rest, he has recorded 4 bullets for this race. So I like a fresh horse. This fresh horse. I don't know if he needed the race, but I like what I'm seeing in the morning. This horse is full ceiling to Mohamed, and he's going to run late. Let's see if he needs the race, but I think he's going to run very well.
With all those bullets, do you think he's going to show more speed?
4 bullets and a pair of bullets breezing from the gate. So I think he's going to show more speed this time.
You never know with Joel Rosario. Whenever he's on a horse, I can't predict what strategy Rosario's going to use. Anyways, really quick, do you think Tiesto could handle the dirt or no?
DJ Tiesto, let's see.
You haven't even thought about him.
Oh, he just
Let's.
he probably, I don't know. I don't trust a horse with his first run on dirt. I prefer to watch him.
Just to give some pedigree information, Tiesto is a half brother to Promises Fulfilled, the sprinter. We'll see.
But if I remember, William Mott was a trainer of Lee, and Lee was a tough horse. And when he tried with that horse on dirt, now the horse became in a really good horse. And I think also Cigar.
Oh yeah, everyone knows Cigar.
Yes, and Cigar was a top horse on his early career. I'm not saying this horse is Cigar or Lee. It's just that Bill Mott probably knows the horse is going to handle the dirt.
Okay, but the post position is too extreme for me. It's post 12, and it's a 2-turn race, so I'm not going to use him this time, but we'll see what happens.
Yes, Lee was trained by William Mott.
Okay, we have to close this out. Okay, so my final 2 choices are Rushy or Art Collector. I'm not sure yet. I'm still handicapping the race, but it's going to be one of those 2 or maybe both of them. What are your final choices?
Okay, my first choice is the logical choice. It's the filly. It's Skydiver. I think the filly is going to take the lead, and Not sure if this field is capable to catch her. And probably enforceable using him underneath, not to win. So my horses to win are Swiss Skydiver and Attachment Rate. And probably underneath, Rushy and Enforceable.
So you hate Art Collector.
No, I don't hate our collector. The thing is that this is a totally different race than Horsefield he beat. He beat just 3 horses that day.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching today's show. We'll talk about what to discuss next week, and have a good weekend.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.